Hi guys, I'm Genevieve Jacob. I'm a pioneer who's part of American Heritage Girls, and since we're all stuck at home, I decided that I was going to read some books to help keep you guys entertained. So throughout these next couple of days, I'm going to be reading Megan Rose Has Ants in Her Pants by Lori Z. Scott, illustrated by Stacy Curtis. I'm going to read 2 chapters a day, and then since there's 11 chapters, on the 6th day, I'm going to read 1 chapter, and then I'm going to talk about the book. Make sure that you come to all the days so you find out what happens to Megan Rose. Kangaroosies. Kayla, you are in for a treat. It's time for Megan Rose's amazing Saturday morning gymnastics show, I yelled. Thump, thump. Round off. Thump, thump. Cartwheel. Thump, thud. That doesn't count. Megan, stop flopping around in front of the TV. I can't see, Kayla whined. I put my hands on my hips and frowned at my friend Kayla. So it looks like Megan Rose is doing her cartwheels, and there's Kayla up on the couch. So it's just ads right now. Kayla frowned back. So I like the ads. I narrowed my eyes and then did another cartwheel. Only this time, after I landed, I kept my neck bent and swung my long brown ponytail around like a helicopter. Chop, chop, chop. I kept whirling until I heard Kayla take a big breath to complain again. Then I launched myself at the couch. Eee! Kayla screamed, but it sounded like she laughed a bit too. I like Kayla. Kayla has blonde hair that's usually piggy-tailed. Plus, she's kangaroo bouncy like me, except when she watches television. Then she's just piggy-tailed and lumpish. When I watch television, at least I stay bouncy. I giggled, leaning back into the cushions. Okay, I'll stop. Thank you, Kayla said. Another music blasting commercial came on. By the way, it isn't funny how the television commercials always seem louder than the shows. That is unfair. I believe because you have to keep fiddling with the volume. Anyway, out this music blasted. I just had to look at the television screen. Kangaroosies, kangaroosies, oozies, oozies, kangaroosies, kangaroosies, oozies, oozies. The word sounded simple, but let me tell you, the tune stuck in my head the way gum sticks in your hair. The commercial showed kids leaping through the air. They bounded as high as the treetops and smiled, huge smiles. Smiles so big and so toothy they might even frighten a dentist. The camera zoomed in on the kids' feet. They wore kangaroosies, the ultimate high-flying, gravity-defying shoesies. With shiny silver bases and brightly colored bands, they looked like something out of a Star Wars movie. Those kangaroosies kids practically flew. I've always wanted to fly. The closest I've ever come is when my neighbor lets me jump on his trampoline. I love that floating, soaring feeling, but it's hard to copy. You don't feel it jumping downstairs. You only sometimes feel it jumping on the bed or the couch. And though I've never done it, I can imagine you'd feel it if you jumped on the bandwagon. I grabbed Kayla's arm. She grabbed back. We looked at each other. Her blue eyes bulged like frog eyes. Her blue eyes bulged like frog eyes. My blue eyes bulged like frog eyes. And I knew the same thought pounded from our brains. I've got to own a pair of kangaroosies. 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 Oozies, oozies, she shouted. Kangaroosies. Kangaroosies. Oozies, oozies, I shouted. We jumped on the couch and sang that Stick in Your Brain song over and over. We even turned off the TV so we could hear ourselves better. After what seemed like 100 million jumps, my breath ran out. I had to stop. I slouched down into the couch. Kayla joined me with a sigh. I think we both wished that we had kangaroosies under our feet instead of couch pillows. I breathed heavily. I can't wait to own some kangaroosies. Kayla nodded. Me neither. I'm going to ask my mom for a pair the next time we go to the store. Me too, Kayla said. I had an idea. Sometimes when I'm good, Mom buys me candy after we finish grocery shopping. I bet she'd let me swap kangaroosies for candy. Of course, Kayla agreed. They're only $49.99. Uh-oh. My mouth went dry. My face felt hot. Candy doesn't cost $49.99 unless your breath smells super stinky and you have to buy 50 boxes of Minty Mints. Plus, Mom never lets me spend more than $1 on grocery day. Maybe getting hold of a pair of kangaroosies would be tougher than I thought. And then this is Chapter 2, The Pretest. Monday rolled around without a visit to the grocery store. I told Mom about the kangaroosies, but all she said was, "They sound like fun." When I asked if I could have a pair, she said maybe, which is her way of saying, if you bug me about them nonstop for 3 months, I might eventually wear down and consider buying them, but only if I happen to find them on sale for some shockingly low price. Otherwise, forget about them. Still, I didn't forget about them. I bounced up each step of the school bus that morning and bounced down the aisle. I plopped down next to my friend Ryan, admiring his bouncy brown hair. I wish I had kangaroosie hair like him. Kangaroosies, kangaroosies, oozies, oozies, I sang over and over again. Ryan plugged his ears. Stop it! I slouched. Sorry, that song keeps leaking out of my mouth. A few minutes later, I started humming the song. Stop it! You're doing it on purpose just to annoy me, Ryan complained. Am not, I slapped back. I don't even realize the song came back to my mouth. Then the whole thing started over and over again. It seems like whenever I relaxed, that zingy music came back like I had a bad case of poison ivy. I think it must have been contagious too, because when we finally got off the bus and hung up our backpacks, I heard Ryan singing it to himself. I counted the steps it took for me to get to my desk. 33 steps, I said to Kayla. It took me 33 steps to get to my desk. I bet I could make it in 2 big bounces with kangaroosies on. Kayla grinned at me from her seat. We could find out. Guess what I got yesterday? I felt my heart go bump, bump. Kangaroosies? Yup. My heart sped up. Bump, 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 bump. Are they shiny? Super shiny. Are they fun? Super fun. Did you jump high? Super high. I clapped and gasped. Can I try them? Kayla shrugged. Maybe, which is her way of saying maybe. I almost exploded on the spot just thinking about it. Instead, the bell rang. Announcements. Calendar time. Seat work. Soon my wiggles melted away in the same old morning routine. Part of that routine includes a pretest in spelling. In first grade, you take a spelling pretest every Monday. I believe that the president made that law. If you get all the words right on the pretest, you don't have to take the real test on Friday. If you miss anything, the pretest shows you what words to practice that week. You do extra worksheets and homework to help you learn them. I believe my teacher, Mrs. Arnold, made that law because she sure enjoys handing out extra homework sheets. At the very beginning of the year, the spelling lists were easy. If you could spell cat, I could. You could spell the rest of the words on the list. Rat, fat, sat, mat, bat, hat, and the bonus word, that. I aced those pretests. Now, just a couple months later, Mrs. Arnold gives us trickier spelling words. Hardly anyone but Lynette aces the pretest now. I'm not surprised Mrs. Arnold does this, because if everyone gets all the words correct, then she doesn't get to use her red grading pens as much. And I know she likes using her red grading pens. Plus, otherwise, what would we do every Friday during spelling time? Anyway, this week's list had ew sounds. Like the sound you make when someone squishes a spider, or the lunch lady serves you something green and slimy. The words were do, to, blue, few, zoo, and new, and the bonus word, through. But with that, the kangaroosie song buzzing around in my head, I didn't really pay attention. I wrote doozy, toozy, zoozy, bluesy, foozy, newsy, and the bonus word, kangaroosie. When I got my pretest back at the end of the day, I decided to get Mrs. Arnold a new red pen. I think she used up all the ink grading my pretest. Mom picked me up after school. I couldn't wait to ask her if I could go to Kayla's house. She said no. We had to run errands. I pressed my face up against the car window, feeling glum as a plum, a shriveled up plum. So, where are we going? I asked. Shopping, your mom said. Your cousin David has a birthday coming up. The only word I heard was shopping. I sat straight up again, feeling not so shriveled anymore. My first chance at finding a pair of kangaroosies lay just around the corner. So that's it for today. We read the first 2 chapters. So if you come back tomorrow, then we will be reading chapters 3 and 4. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Bye!